Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back once again to my channel Lyceum of Politics. Friends, today we shall discuss the realist approach in international relations, focusing specially on the principles of Hans J. Morgenthau. So, let's begin our journey. So, my dear friends, before I introduce you to one of the most important advocates of classical realism, let us focus on the basic elements of realism at first. Okay. Now, according to the realists, the arena of international politics is basically the arena of power politics. That is, there always exists a conflict or a rivalry and a warlike situation between the states whose sole intention is to dominate other states and also to defend its own security and national interest. So basically, the broad idea, my friends, existing behind the realist theory is that all the international conflicts are ultimately resolved by war. So thus, the theorists believe that the international system is just like an anarchy, as there exists nothing like any international government or any international body, international authority, nothing like that. Okay. The state here itself is the primary and the most important player in the game of international politics. And all other institutions, like you can say the individuals or the NGOs, the IGOs, all of them are secondary to the state. And my dear friends, as you all know, that in the world arena, not all states are equally powerful, right? Some states are considered to be more powerful than some other states. So there exists a hierarchy of power among the states in the world. So basically, the powerful states are the most important actors in the international arena who work constantly for the development of its own security and try to win domination over the others, which are considered to be comparatively less powerful than those states. So now, my friends, you can put it in this way that classical realism is considered to be a traditional normative approach to international relations which revolves around the concept like the survival of the states and enhancement of national security. The theory has a long tradition from the past. It was discussed first by the ancient Greek philosophers. Famous Greek historian Thucydides noted that there existed a huge inequality of power between the Greeks and their neighbors. And to him, that inequality was something natural, and he felt that the states should accept this reality and behave accordingly, answering to the existing principles of power politics. In his famous work, The History of Peloponnesian War, he put this realist philosophy into the mouths of the leaders of Athens, which is considered to be a great power, and in their dialogue with the leaders of Melos, a minor power, when a conflict was going on between them during 416 BC. So thus he believed that justice prevailed when the states understand their relative strength and weakness and are capable to behave accordingly in the world situation. Later on, in the ideas of Machiavelli, the great Italian philosopher, and also Thomas Hobbes, the great English philosopher, we find the impression of realist ideas, as both of them focused on political survival and also emphasized on national security and opportunity. If you want to know more about them, I have already made videos on both Machiavelli and Hobbes in this channel earlier. So please kindly go and have a look. You will understand their basic ideas from there. Okay. So, my dear friends, talking about classical realism, we cannot complete the discussion without discussing the ideas of Hans J. Morgenthau on this. Okay. So, Morgenthau was born in 1904 in current day Germany and was widely known for his ideas on classical realism. The most notable among his works is Politics Among Nations, which was first published in 1948. The subtitle of the book, The Struggle for Power and Peace, not only suggests the realist idea that states are always running to become powerful, but also indicates that ethical means of this journey will ultimately usher peace. Apart from the above, he also wrote a lot about international relations. Some of his other notable works, as you can see on the screen, are like Scientific Man versus Power Politics, The Purpose of American Politics, etc. So, my friends, now I am going to discuss with you the 6 principles of realism as discussed by Hans Morgenthau. I will try to discuss each of these principles one by one in a very simple way so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So let us have a look at the first principle. The first principle is that politics is governed by objective laws which have their roots in human nature. Now, according to Morgenthau, man is animus dominandi. That is, man is a power seeking animal. So, seeking of power, my friends, is a nature of man. And politics is governed by some laws that are based on human nature and psychology of man. So, as you all know, that states are composed by man himself, right? So, therefore, just like man's innate nature of power seeking, states also follow the same kind of nature. Morgenthau believed that states are also power seeking institutions. Okay, so this is the first one. Now, let us have a look at the second principle. Now, here it is said that national interest is defined in terms of power. Morgenthau believed that politics cannot be understood by religious or moral terms, but only on a rational basis. The nations always try to act to secure national interest through power. So, power of a state determine the design or formulation of its policies. The more power you have, the more advantageous situation waits for you to shape your policies in the world arena. Thirdly, interest is molded by the environment, and therefore interest of a state can never be fixed. It is always in a state of flux where the environment plays a role to determine the political action. So, relations and national interests are dynamic concepts that constantly undergoes change, and therefore realism also responds to this ever changing political reality. Fourthly, Morgenthau believed that universal moral principles cannot be applied to the state's actions and should be modified according to the circumstances of time and place. So, the state is not expected to observe the same kind of morality as observed by an individual. He further holds that prudence is a supreme virtue in politics. Okay. The fifth one. Now, as I have told you just now in the fourth one, that Morgenthau did not attach importance on universal abstract principles of morality. So, when it comes to states, basically nations are dominated by power and interest, right? So, ethics or morality in the private sphere is very important. Morgenthau believes that, and they have their due important role to play. But in case of states and politics, those moral principles of private sphere are of no importance, and there is always a difference between morality in the private sphere and the moral principles that are practiced in the political sphere. So whatever morality we do practice in our private sphere cannot work in the same way when it comes to the arena of politics. Fine. Now the last one. Lastly, he talks about the autonomy of political sphere. He's saying that just like the economists, the moralists, and the lawyers, politics have its respective autonomous sphere, where it focuses on the study of power and national interest. Okay. So friends, this was classical realism and also the 6 principles discussed by Morgenthau. Very soon I will come back to you with another new video. And if you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel and keep on inspiring us, because we are nothing without you. And till I come back, never stop learning and keep on exploring. Bye bye. Take care of your health. See you very soon.